Hey fellow strikers, this is Alan here. Figure I want to show you what I've been talking about regarding this pedal, the DM hi-hat pedal. You can get this for anywhere from 40 to 80 bucks, $60 average on eBay. It's an Alesis product. It's used with their DM kits. I also want to point out that I have a fixed setup with my strike hi-hat cymbal. Does not go up and down. Only this goes up and down. So to all you folks who are having problems with your Elise hi-hat and are giving up on trying to find your settings for it, which by the way, I had the strike controller and had a lot of success. I had it at about 95% of an acoustic hi-hat. I had at one point bought the Go eDrum controller also. I don't use either one right now. I felt the strike actually worked better once it was dialed in. But on a whim, since I had this pedal already, I decided to give it a try. And I find that this raises the bar on this hi-hat significantly to, for me, almost 100% of what an acoustic hi-hat can do based on the samples that you're using. Samples are still dictate to a degree what you're able to do with these hi-hats. But I'm going to plug this in and give you guys kind of a demo. Since I've been talking so much about it, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and show you all. And again, those of you who are thinking about spending $300 or $400 on a Roland VH11, don't bother. And by the way, the whole idea of having a hi-hat like this, which is actually about twice the weight of an acoustic hi-hat, mounted on a hi-hat stand, hitting nothing, is like one hand clapping. Conceptually, it's actually kind of stupid if you think about it. I mean, electronic drums have gone the same way phones did. Originally, phones got really small. People wanted compactness. Electronic drums originally started out small and compact. But now everybody wants practically a laptop in their pocket. And now drummers want electronic drums that look and feel like acoustic drums. But the hi-hat's kind of an exception. If it's gonna go up and down and not hit anything, really what's the point? So this is much simpler, takes up less space, no trouble. You don't have to worry about the action of your hi-hat stand, which I had a problem with because the cymbal's so heavy. I had to have the action set higher than I liked. So let me show you guys how well this works. So first of all, just basic chick sounds, perfect. Splashes, no problem. I mean, that's great. So anyway, also as a point of reference, the samples on this particular kit are from Stephen Slate 5. I don't remember which ones, but I imported them using the Strike editor. Cymbals are all Strike factory sounds, but these are Stephen Slate snare and toms. And I think the kick also combined with the Spank BD, which I like to use as a layer 2 to beef it up. And I tune it down to 2 semitones. But anyway, check it out. not a drumming exhibition, but mainly a hi-hat demonstration. So something else I want to point out, I'm going to go to another kit on here. It's one of Siren's kits that use the 13-inch K sample that also comes with strike. Let me get that kit. This is what I mean by sample dependent. Here's the closed bow sound, and here's the closed edge sound. This particular sample has very different bow and edge sounds. Now I read some of you guys say, oh, I take the edge and I use the edge for both samples. Don't do that. You're wasting capability. And again, I'm going to stress that you guys must learn how to use your module and learn what the settings do. If you do that, you'll be able to dial in your hi-hat extremely well, even if you choose not to do something like this with a DM pedal. I used my hi-hat up until about a month ago, and I've had this kit since December. And I had it dialed in real well. But I just didn't like the fact that I had to have the hi-hat cymbal action so high, so tight and high. But check this out. Everything is sample dependent. You got to go through your samples and experiment. Now I tried, my favorite ones are the Sabian 15 regular hi-hats that come with the strike. To me they sound mostly like the 14-inch acoustic hi-hats I'm used to playing. Doesn't have this edge sound that I like that the 13s have, but it doesn't really bother me. I'm able to still get everything in between. So you got to experiment. Now I did try to adjust the Sabian 15s with the strike editor, but I don't think this sound is even in there. So if it's not sampled, you're not going to get it. Also, lastly, I hear a lot of people complain about the sounds that come with this kit. And I don't get that because this thing has tons of great sounds and kits that are already pre-programmed. One of the things, though, that I do notice is that the factory content is all very low in terms of the output. And that's a very easy fix. You go into your kit FX, into your compressor. I like to use the Master 1 setting because it's transparent. Maybe only -4 on the threshold. You don't even have to use any, but you take your output and raise it up to about 6 or 7 dB. Take your drums, turn them on in your voice FX MIDI tab. Make sure your drums are on, but your cymbals mostly are off. Compressed cymbals don't sound that good, in my opinion. But you'll get plenty of gain on the drums themselves, and that will solve your volume problem. Then you can save it to your SD card, and you should do this with all the kits that you like and get everything volume balanced. But I think there's lots of great kits built in to the strike, and every electronic set's going to have some goofy ones, but I think this thing has so many good ones. I'm not going to go through them because there's other videos out there that do that, but some of these are just a lot of fun to play with, man. I happen to like the Roto. I think this is cool. that was just out of the box, right? Now let's see how quick I can do this. This is how quickly you can do this. Go into compressor, go into voice. We'll go into compressor, up your dB to, let's say 7 dB, your gain, your output. Go into voice, FX MIDI, go through each one. Snare on, kick on, snare rim on, tom head on, tom head on, tom 3 head on, tom 4 head on. That's it. You can do the rims too if you want. But anyway, big difference in volume. Big difference. If I turn the let me go back to the compressor. I can make it, and I like to do about minus 4 dB on the threshold too. But I can make this, I can now make the drums pretty much as loud as I want them. Except, you know what? I'm using the 8 outputs, so you're not going to hear it. Sorry. But that's how you do it. That will send out a different signal to the stereo outs of your strike module. So, bad demo, but it took me about 15 seconds to adjust it. Anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful. Again, let's just pick another kit for the hell of it. Rocking kit. I think this is the kit I used for my Neil Peart thing that I did. But anyway. Trouble-free hi-hat, $60 fix from eBay, plug and play. Don't even have to mess with your settings very much. That's it, folks. Hope this was helpful.